Hello lovely humans. I bring you some Haikyuu fluff. Hope you enjoy. Please consider liking and subscribing.
You felt yourself falling until you sunk into the water. That's when you woke up to the sound of your phone ringing. You lazily grabbed it from your nightstand and picked it up without looking at the caller ID.
Hello.
Where are you?
Good morning to you too, Sugawara. Is everything alright?
You let out a yawn as you got comfortable on the bed again. Sugawara, on the other hand, was confused about what was going on at 12 in the afternoon.
Morning. Did you forget what we were doing today?
What's today?
Saturday. Library Saturday. You told me you'd help me with my volunteering this weekend.
Shoot. That's today.
It's okay if you're late. The important thing is you show up.
I'll call you back later.
But
Bye.
You rushed out of bed and grabbed your usual jeans and favorite shirt before heading to the bathroom and rushing your morning routine. Let's face it, you were late on a date planned by Sugawara. It was meant for him to reassure you that he doesn't have feelings for your best friend and to have fun, just the two of you. Even though it's fun to hang out with Atsumu and Oikawa, you seem to have bonded with Sugawara the most these last few days. You were able to make it to the library before the reading to children sessions were over. You made your way to the assigned area and began to hear Sugawara read the story to a couple of kids. The kids looked at Sugawara in awe as he did different character voices and drew them in with the different emotions put into the story.
And they lived happily ever after. The end.
The kids smiled and cheered at the sappy ending. Some of them gave Sugawara a hug before heading out. You made your way to him and gave an awkward smile before scratching the back of your head.
Sorry I'm a little late.
It's alright. The important thing is you came.
He gave you a big smile before you both went awkwardly silent. Granted, you both were in a library, so silence seemed fitting in this scenario.
Do you want to check out some books before heading out?
Sure. Is there any genre that interests you?
Well, besides my guides to life and volleyball, I find fantasy books a guilty pleasure of mine.
Fantasy. I almost mistook you for a slice of life kind of guy.
Really? That's the first time I heard that, but honestly, I recommend reading Sounds of Sirens. It's a real page-turner.
What's it about?
Mermaids and pirates obviously, but the protagonist doesn't recognize that she's different once she washes off on the shore. Long story short, she's piecing together what happened in her past life before being able to escape the cast placed on her by the Sea Witch.
Sea Witch.
Anything is valid in fantasy, you know.
True, but I can see you're very passionate about this book.
We can check to see if they have it.
You smiled and agreed. You followed Sugawara closely. He was looking on the shelf behind you while you scoured for this book. It kinda seemed hopeless seeing as you weren't as tall to see the top shelves and you didn't want to walk back to bump into Suga. Well, you didn't have to, seeing as Suga placed an arm above your shoulder reaching for the book on a shelf above your head.
This is a good book too.
He grabbed the book and unconsciously placed his underarms on your shoulder and his chest on your back as he opened the book before you. Since he didn't warn you, it startled you a little, making your cheeks flush.
This one makes you feel like you are worlds apart.
Really? What's the title?
Thin Ice. It's about two ice wizards who live in different nations and studied magic differently.
Sugawara continued explaining what the story was about and you tried to calm down as you paid attention. He talked in whispers, his breathing was steady, and his scent filled the room, or at least your bubble. You felt yourself sink in his arms as he continued talking, but you didn't notice he had stopped talking and rested his chin on your head. It seemed as if you were both having a moment, and it was well deserved. You both have bonded for the past few months. Your late night talks and movie viewing via streams meant more than just watching at this point. However, you weren't sure if it was just the feeling of having another good friend in your life or a potential love interest. Granted, you didn't know how he felt about you and you didn't want to ruin your bond.
Hey YN. We should head out to dinner.
5 more minutes.
He gave a light chuckle before moving and wrapping his arm around your shoulder. You both walked out of the library like that, and it's the first time in a while since someone walked with you like this. He eventually let go, but you subconsciously held his hand the way there. You both made it to a local sandwich shop and ordered some subs along with soda. You sat at a nearby table facing each other and the window view beside you.
I do apologize for oversleeping.
The important thing is you made it in one piece.
I guess you're right.
You kept eating your sandwich as you saw the view out the window. However, you felt eyes on you, and when you turned you saw Sugawara staring at you. Maybe you had something on your face.
What?
What do you mean by what?
You're staring. Do I have something on my face?
Don't worry about it.
Suga. Do I have something on my face?
No, I just got lost in thought.
Lost in thought. What were you thinking just now?
You don't want to know.
Every time you say that you deflect. Come on, spill.
I have a game in a few days.
Is it to qualify for nationals?
More like extra practice. We're already going to nationals, and before you question how we met at Sumu, it's a chaotic long story.
One of the practices matches with other schools, I assume.
Something like that.
Alright. So you were just thinking about volleyball.
Well, I wanted to ask you out.
To your game. Yeah, sure. I'll support one of my best friends. Send me the date and location.
Actually, I wanted to ask you to wear my jersey to my game.
You looked at him confused before taking your phone out. A million thoughts came to mind at once, but the loudest one was about people getting the wrong idea. It's not common for friends to wear each other's jersey at a public game.
Why? Won't people get the wrong idea?
Sugawara stayed silent for a few seconds before responding. You found his behavior change at the sudden shift in topic.
I was wondering if it would be alright to go out as a couple. I'd love it if my teammates met the person I'm interested in, and I also wanted you to know that I have feelings for you. You don't have to go if you don't want or wear my jersey. What I'm trying to say is, I like you and I'm asking you to be my significant other. What do you think?